Well, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like it's been forever since I've done a live reading of the patch notes for the newest No Man's Sky update. I believe the last time I did it, it was No Man's Sky Next. And it's been a hot minute since I've gone through all the stuff that they've added. But they just released a brand new update today, and it's all about the pirates. It's all about being the outlaw. And I have to say, for a game that came out in 2016, and it's currently 2022 right now, so going on 6 years of this game being live, and especially with the reception that No Man's Sky had at its launch, and possibly the year or maybe a year and a half after launch, who would have thought that this game would still be here, still releasing changing content, not just releasing the same thing but with a different coat of paint, but just releasing different content every single time. So for today, and I know it's early because I intend to do like a stream of me playing Ghostwire Tokyo in a few, after I'm done with this, but I have to say that this game has gone above and beyond staying relevant in the minds of the people. Specifically, and let me put this over to the side, and let me get chat over here, just so I can see what you guys are saying. But I have to say that No Man's Sky and the team at Hello Games have consistently shown why people regard them so highly. So, and since this is over here now, kind of got smaller in order for me to... Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me do this. Let me do this real quick. Get rid of this, but keep this full screen. And then just look at chat on my phone. All right, so I just have to say that the team at Hello Games has gone above and beyond, keeping this game relevant and keeping this game full of content. The game was already massive at launch. It's just that at that time, there wasn't that much for people to do. So imagine my surprise that years later, with all the things that they're doing right now, they're just releasing update after update after update after update after update. And it's just amazing how they stuck with this game. And every single update, they've charged absolutely nothing for it. They've charged no microtransactions. They charged no subscription fees. They've charged absolutely nothing. And they've been giving this to players for free. But let's go ahead and get this started and do this deep dive into the patch notes, because there's a lot of things they touch on, such as improved space combat and outlaw missions and outlaw stories and all that. So if you want to embrace your inner half-witted, scruffy-looking, stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder, then this is the deal. This is the update for you. So, let's go ahead and begin. Outlaws, introducing Update 3.85. Become an interstellar rebel in Update 3.85. Outlaws, introducing outlaw systems, the ability to recruit your own squadron of pilots, improve space combat, a stunning solar sails, wow, I can't speak, my bad. A stunning solar sails starship, which kind of reminds me of Dooku's starship from Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. You get something like that, and much more. Now, I've already seen the trailer, and I don't know how well this is going to run in the middle of the stream, but we can go ahead and play that real quick. I'm just amazed at the way that they keep adding new stuff to the game. Now, mind you, myself, I have not played No Man's Sky in a good hot minute, I will admit. I will admit that I haven't played No Man's Sky in a good hot minute. The last update that they did with the Sentinels, I haven't played that, but I played the one beforehand where you have a settlement and you can do all sorts of things with that. But for me personally, It's been a while, so needless to say, there's probably tons of things for me to do when I come back. And as you can see here, we got brand new ships. First was our major ship, was like the living ships, and then I think this is the next type of ship that you can get now. So you can fly regularly, and I would imagine that when you're out in space, the foils come out, like the sails come out. And I wonder how they impact your ship, such as... I wonder how they impact your ship. If you're flying in space, do they charge your entire system? Like, does flying out in space and letting the solar radiation charge up your ship? Yo, Psycho, what's going on? We're going through these brand new Outlaws update patch notes for No Man's Sky. They released another banger, and I can legit say that it is a banger this time because Hello Games don't miss. I mean, there's a reason why they won the recent BAFTA Awards for Best Ongoing Game. But let's go ahead and get started with the patch notes because I'm still at the top of the page. Solar ships. Solar ships are a new high-tech starship class with a full diverse range of procedurally generated variations. These versatile and efficient long-range travelers come with their own unique technologies and can be found all over the universe. And then we got pictures of the different types. You got one that's a white type. It looks like they'll take some of the shapes of previous ships. Well, actually, they did say it was like a whole new high-tech starship class. From nothing to everything, this game deserves more credit. Yogaba, you are absolutely correct. I was there at launch. I pre-ordered this game and played it at launch. I have streams of me playing this game at launch, and I remember how it looked in the beginning. I was there I can say I was there at the very beginning, the day the game launched. I remember because I was still working at Home Goods during the time. And that was my second job. I remember being at Home Goods anticipating No Man's Sky's release. And it came out, and I kind of enjoyed it, but I was also wondering, what else is there to do? All the stuff that they showed off during the demo, could we do any of that? And I was among the people that started to lose faith in the game once we found out that there was barely anything to do. And I even remember trading the game in the future. And maybe a year in, I traded it in because I thought, wow, there's nothing else here. But I came back to the game when they started releasing updates for it, and very good updates. And each update has become bigger and bigger and better every single time they release something. From allowing you to play with your friends to being able to have crossplay and play with people on any platform, to giving people multiple reasons to explore the universe rather than... Because it used to be at the beginning, the goal of the game was get to the center of the universe. Of course, when people got to the center of the universe, they found out that, hey, you made it to the center of the universe. Congratulations. Now we're going to put you in an entirely brand new universe so you can do the whole journey again. And that kind of dismayed a couple of people, including myself, because I just... what if I got to the center of the universe and I just wanted to continue exploring? Can I just go and leave? But No Man's Sky and the team at Hello Games, they filled the universe with more to do. Yo, Gajil, good to see you. Good morning, man. I'm going to be playing some Ghostwire Tokyo after I'm done doing these patch notes here. So look forward to that. But the team at Hello Games, bless their heart, because they're one of the best devs out there right now. In the midst of Activision and Ubisoft and Crystal Dynamics and any other gaming company that is, doing a half job and forgetting what it means to be game developers, Hello Games is out here giving this stuff for free. They have yet to... The only thing that the game asks of you is that you just buy the game. And that's it. You get the game, And with these massive updates, you get every single thing that has come with it. But Hello Games has continued to show that this is what a game developer does. They don't bait and switch. They don't lie to you. Well, let me catch myself there. They don't bait and switch. I was going to say they don't lie to you, but then that's kind of how the negative opinions of them at the beginning kind of started, but then they got better. But they don't nickel and dime you. They don't charge you for content that we all know that they can give us for free. They give all this stuff willingly, and they interact with the community. They show off community pictures and stuff like that. They talk to the community. They communicate what they're doing. So they're to be applauded. It's no wonder that they're still winning awards for themselves, because they've shown themselves to be consumer friendly. And that is one of the best possible things. That's one of the best possible things you could do for yourself as a game developer, is remain consumer friendly even years after your game has been established. But let me go ahead and go through these. Solar ships. Solar ships are a new high-tech starship class with a full and diverse range of procedurally generated variations. These versatile and efficient long-range travelers come with their own unique technologies and can be found all across the universe. And Psycho, you say you're level 13 and you already feel OP. On Wonderlands, oh, you're 13? You have no idea how strong you're going to be. You have no idea. Just anticipate it. Don't worry. You'll get up there. Once you hit 40 and you start unlocking your mythic rank, you'll start to feel that power. But you see these different variations of solar ships down here at the bottom. Now we have Outlaw stations. Across the galaxy, star systems have fallen under Outlaw control. System authority has been surrendered to rebel forces, leaving space unpoliced and ripe for piracy. So, in the past, people have always wondered, okay, could I possibly be a pirate? But there was no definitive game feature for that. I mean, sure, you could raid ships and run away from the sentinels when the police was on you, but that was it. But now, the game is fundamentally introducing the concept of piracy in the game, and you can pursue that. You can be you finally can be a space pirate in this game. You need help with the Chaos Dungeons? I'll help you out, even if I have to push back the time that I played Ghostwire Tokyo. Granted, I haven't made a definitive time for when I was going to play Ghostwire, so I might just save it for Thursday, since it'll be my day off. I might just do that. But fundamentally, for this game, you can officially be a pirate. As well as having no Sentinel interceptors, Outlaw systems have their own technology merchants, their own marketplace for contraband items, and their own unique mission agents, and much more. So the golden age of space piracy has begun for No Man's Sky. And as you can see here, this is what the Outlaw places are going to look like. No Man's Sky could be a Cowboy Bebop game. Hey, Godjill, I'm only at the top of the patch notes. When No Man's Sky releases patch notes, they are deep. We haven't even scratched the surface. If you look over at the side of my window here, we're still at the top. Haven't even scratched the surface, dude. There's so much more. But looking at these pictures, it reminds me of a place. It kind of reminds me of Nowhere from Guardians of the Galaxy when you think about it. Because the vibe just screams Nowhere. A place where people who don't want to be found reside. This is what this reminds me of. And you see all these dismantled places for people's ships and whatnot, and it just looks great. Improved space combat. The risks and rewards of space combat have been rebalanced for challenge, flow, and speed. And as you can see here, there's still space combat, and it's just kind of showing that. And then it shows you pictures of people flying in space facing off against some Sentinel Authority ships there. And then, what you see there, you see like a regular ship in the back. Then you see an exotic ship in the middle. And then you see the new Solar class spaceship right there. We got dramatic explosions, destruction effects for ships, asteroids, freighters, and space cargo have all received an overhaul, making gunning down vessels more satisfying than ever. So now we get those satisfying explosions in space and Star Wars type deals when we're in combat. And no longer is it just like a bit of a poof looking effect. I don't know how to demonstrate that without you guys seeing my hand right here. But instead of it just being like, oh, just a resounding seismic charge type blast, it's now, smoke and sparks and debris and fire in space. I know. It's more dramatic and it makes it more satisfying to see the end of the people that you kind of, just blow up as you're flying through space. And it's probably going to move a little bit slowly because there's so much running on this page all at once. But as you can see there's just another moment of things exploding while you're flying through space. Then we have passing frigate fleets. Gaze up from planetary surfaces to see occasional fleets of frigates thundering across the sky. So here's the thing. Frigates that we've seen in the past, they have always only ever been in space, and they've only just teleported in whenever you're just flying in there. Sometimes a whole fleet will come in, and they'll just warp in, but they'll just be there motionless in the sky. Now, these fleets will start flying across the planet for you to see when you're planetside, which is good for the immersion because no longer will it feel like the only time you can see fleets is if you go up into the atmosphere. Now you get to see these fleets just warp in and fly across the clouds as you can see them from the ground, which is very nice. In addition, the warp and engine effects of all frigates and freighters have been overhauled for additional flare and impact. And as you can see here in this photo, you can see it here in this little mini video that they have. They're warping in. I can't wait to see this in game. And then you get to see these frigates just flying overhead in this photo here. It's crazy how an indie team has done this. And they continuously add updates to everything for free, and they're not charging anyone. But you can see the frigates here in this photo. You can see the frigates warping in or warping out in this photo here. You get to see them very, very close to the planet's surface. And you get to see some different effects on some of them as well. So not all frigates will have the same warp-in effect, same warp-in color, or same warp-in sound. They've now made them a lot more unique. Smuggling! Purchase contraband goods from outlaw stations, then shuttle them across to regulated systems to sell for a large profit. If full-on space smuggling. You can embrace your inner Han Solo now, if you want. You can fundamentally do that now. It's no longer just, oh, I wish I could do this. Oh, I wish I could do that. But now you can pretty much become a smuggler like Han Solo. System authorities may now scan passing ships and probe their cargo for illegal goods. So you got to worry about Galaxy scanning your ships for contraband. System authorities may now scan passing ships and probe their cargo for illegal goods, with Sentinel interceptors primed to deal with would-be smugglers. Enterprising pilots can install countermeasures in the form of a cargo probe deflector. So now, if this, oh my goodness, this could be the closest thing we get to a Cowboy Bebop type game with all the things that you can do. And we got look at all the things that you can have. Spawn relics, moon ether, what is that? Restricted weapons or contraband weapons, counterfeit credits, DNA samples, all sorts of things that you can just smuggle across the galaxy. This game, I really need to get back into playing No Man's Sky again because it's so big. It's an entire universe worth of content, and that's not exaggerating. As you can see here, multiple interceptors flying by while other people are flying in their ships. In atmosphere combat, skim the tops of mountain ranges in fierce dogfights against outlaw ships or Sentinel system authorities within planetary atmospheres. So no more is it just like, I remember in the past, it wasn't as pronounced having dogfights in atmosphere. It was mostly out of atmosphere, and most of the time when I would come down to the surface, I know it's been a while since I last tried this, but when I was down on the planet's surface, there would be times when I couldn't exactly couldn't exactly have dogfights against sentinels who were chasing me. I was either trying to run away from them as much as I could or get them back in the atmosphere so I could take them out that way. But now we have in-atmosphere combat, so you can fully take advantage of your ship's capabilities in atmosphere against anybody, outlaw ships or sentinel authorities. So you got a little picture right there of people having dogfights in the middle of the air. One heck of a pilot, I must say. That probably won't be the last Star Wars sequel trilogy reference I make. Ship cargo hold. Starships can now be fitted with a high-capacity cargo inventory, enabling players to haul more than ever across the galaxies. Which means that hauler spaceships will not be the most sought-after ships because of their inventory space. Now, any ship can be retrofitted with a cargo inventory upgrade to allow even ships that possibly, I would dare say, even exotic ships, to hold a massive amount of stuff. So now people don't have to worry about trying to find that perfect cargo holder ship with the most inventory space in order for them to go around and carrying a whole bunch of stuff in their cargo. Now every ship can have that cargo hauler grade ship inventory space now, which is good because I like flying around in my exotic ship. I have yet to find another exotic ship. But now I have even more reasons to fly my exotic ship because now I can increase its inventory space and not worry about, bringing in my own personal fleet so I can offhand and drop off some stuff in their inventory. I can now have a massive amount of space that I can carry anything in. So even a ship as small as mine, and it's small, it's literally just a ball joint with thrusters, now even I can become a smuggler and haul entire inventories of stuff across the universe. Now we got Squadrons. Recruit roaming pilots in your own squadron to accompany you along your journey. I'm not even halfway through. These wingmen will automatically warp to your location during space combat and can be summoned to fly into formation at any time. So, yeah. Rajo Bravo leader, you really can have Echo 1 and Red 1, all these different ships running with you, so to speak, and to help you out with combat. When you say the squad rolling up, this is what this means. And you can see here in this little video with your whole squad just flying around with you throughout the universe. So if you get down into full-on knockdown dragouts with people in space, your squad is going to be there with you, which is cool. Manage and upgrade your wingman. So not only can you recruit people, but you can manage them and upgrade them to be even better. Be looking for those S-class pilots to be flying with you so you can have the best capabilities. Inspect the skills, traits, and battle statistics of your squadron recruits from the Manage Fleet terminal on the bridge of your capital ship. Expand your fleet capacity by unlocking additional pilot slots or train your existing pilots to upgrade their efficiency in combat. The fact that you get to train them. You got S-class pilots, A-class pilots, and you can see their intelligence is good, their spatial awareness, their creativity, their audacity, their confirmed kills. So you can see how many people that they pretty much killed with you or out of your squad. And notes, never breaks, and another one says they have a history of smuggling. And then this one, and before it kind of got blurred out, says this one always mutes the radio. This game just keeps giving you stuff to do in a universe that is already fundamentally impossible to fully explore. It's going to take humanity thousands of years before we explore every single planet in this game, because no one has been able to map them all, no one has been able to find them all. There's just tons of things for people to do in this game. Expanded starship fleets. Players can now own up to 9 starships, giving ship hunters the opportunity to collect a more diverse fleet of ship classes, colors, and designs. Additionally, players may now switch their primary starship while within their freighter hangar. Mongo Neko, so cool, might make a new save file. The thing I love about No Man's Sky Update is it makes you want to make new saves just because of all the content it has. Ain't it amazing? Ain't it amazing that every single update is like, wow, it's been so long since we had the last update, but there's so much content in between them that I might need to make a new save just to re-experience every single thing this game has to offer. It's amazing. that a game like this will want you to start from scratch just to experience new things. Not a lot of games do that. Not a lot of live service games, and not a lot of live service games that don't charge you for these updates. It's crazy. But there's a reason why Hello Games continues to be one of the best devs out there when it comes to being consumer friendly and just all around a great developer to look forward to, because they don't miss. Can I say that? Ever since they buckled down, went quiet during that 1 year or several months, they buckled down, went quiet, and they start releasing updates. Got people's attention. Then they started releasing more, got more people's attention. Then it got to the point where we're at a point where when Sean Murray gets on Twitter and he just posts a single emoji, it hypes people to no end. People are over there analyzing what this could possibly mean. People are anticipating what this could possibly mean. This is the right type of hype and right way to treat your game if you want to keep players. And when you fill it with content like Hello Games has with No Man's Sky, it's no wonder people regard this dev so highly now. They had one of the best, if not the best, in recent history, one of the best comebacks for a video game that at launch received some of the most abysmal scores and most abysmal of negative reactions and most abysmal of negative receptions and reputations. They took what was bad and they flipped it on its head and they've turned it into something amazing. Or I can, as a YouTuber and a gamer myself, I recommend people play No Man's Sky. Even if you're just doing something as simple as going through planets, there's just stuff to do. This is a game that can keep people entertained for years. That's how big it is. And it's amazing that this entire dev team stuck with this game, didn't run away with any money that they gained with it. They stuck with it, and they're saying, we haven't even yet begun to fight. It's amazing. But right here, expanded starship fleets. Let me continue going through these patch notes. We're almost at the halfway point. And how long have I been doing this for? I've been doing this for about going on almost 30 minutes. But there's just so much to talk about with this game. And every update they make just makes the game even meatier. The universe keeps getting filled with more and more stuff to do, to the point where, I mean, what other game is going to be able to transcend what No Man's Sky has done? I doubt Starfield is going to be able to do what No Man's Sky has done in terms of content that they've released. I'm just saying, No Man's Sky, for all the things that it's done, has set the bar for what people would really want to have in a space game, and they're still making stuff for it. But let me read through this, and then we'll keep going down the list. Expanded starship fleets. Players can now own up to 9 starships, giving ship hunters the opportunity to collect a more diverse fleet of ship classes, colors, and designs. Additionally, players may now switch their primary starship while within their freighter hangar. So now you can do this while you're in your hangar and choose which your primary starship is going to be. And it's like going through your garage in Grand Theft Auto Online. Haven't played that in years, and I probably will never will, because it's just become a degenerate space. But you can just walk through your garage, so to speak, of all your ships and be like, I want to fly this one today. And get inside, and you just take off. It's amazing. And it's gone from 6 ships to 9, so you can hold even more now. Cloth physics. You have cloth physics now. No Man's Sky now features cloth physics simulation, including realistically draping fabrics such as hoods and capes. Visit an appearance modifier to try the newly fully customizable cape designs. So if you like walking around in capes looking like some regal spacefarer, yeah, you got cloth physics now. Remember when these sort of things were made by people who mod the game? Now it's become an official feature. It's amazing. Cloth physics in this game. Who would have thought? Space Combat Autopilot. Excuse me? Autopilot? The new Starship Combat Auto Follow option enables automatic target locking capabilities for space combat. This mode locks onto and automatically tracks enemy ships, while still allowing precision adjustment from player input. So now this mode is enabled in the options menu as a toggle or on hold, allowing players to focus on weapon switching and firing without the need to steer, either as a preference or as an accessibility option. Respect right there, accessibility, because not everyone has full access to their limbs or they have disabilities that make it tricky for people to just fly a ship normally outright. So accessibility options like this are essential, and they make it so that people who cannot have full access to their limbs or full capabilities can still enjoy themselves without having to deal with settings and controls that may feel a bit out of their reach, so to speak. And coming down here, we see like the whole marketplace for the Outlaws. This is basically No Man's Sky's version of Nowhere from Marvel. This is it, because you can't tell me otherwise. I'm just getting that massive vibe. The Blighted Expedition. Expedition 6 Blighted will be commencing soon. A distant galaxy has been terrorized by pirates known as the Blight, and the time has come for their secret to be revealed. Journey across the stars in search of a mysterious treasure in this brand new narrative-driven expedition. Exclusive rewards for this expedition include the battle-worn Outlaw cape, which is right here. You guys can see it right here. Kind of tattered in there, kind of have a couple holes in there to make you look like a grizzled smuggler, a grizzled pirate who has seen years of space combat and looting and smuggling and ransacking across the galaxy. A friendly wayward cube for your base, a generous assortment of flags and outlaw-themed posters, a unique starship trail, and more. And down here you can see the flags and you can see the posters and the little cube that you can have in there as well. And here's a picture with the little cube you can have with you too. Then we have Under a Rebel Star. Explore the Outlaw systems and their motives with a series of new missions and earn rewards such as new titles or the exclusive Shroud of Freedom hood customization. Interesting. Then we have a Twitch campaign. This weekend, from Thursday 14th of April to Monday 18th of April, a generous selection of rewards is available for players watching No Man's Sky on Twitch. Tune into streamers with drops enabled, then claim the rewards in the game. See full details and get started on the Twitch drop pages. So here we have creatures you can have with you, ships that you can get as well, a golden Gek helmet, and whatever kind of alien head this is. You can get that sort of thing just by watching people on Twitch, which is nice. It's nice to have this sort of thing where you get rewarded just by watching No Man's Sky. The cube is back. Was it gone? I'm sorry, Mango Neko. Why did I call you Mango Neko? Mango Neko, yes. Apparently it's back. A wayward cube, a friendly wayward cube for your base, apparently. But because I've been out of the loop for No Man's Sky and I haven't really been playing it all that often. On and off again, to say the absolute least for me, because of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands and pretty much a bunch of other games that have been releasing, from Elden Ring all the way up to playing Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga right now, which I really need to get back to recording more episodes for. I've been out of the loop, so if this cube has been gone, then it's back now, apparently. And then we've come down here, we got Starship Energy Shields. Pirate, Trader, and Sentinel starships now come equipped with energy shields, varying in strength and recharge speed. Take down hostile vessels quickly while their shields are disabled. So not only do you have shields, but now enemies have shields as well. No more are you going to be hitting bare-bone starship hulls now and blowing people straight up. Now you got to deal with people with shields. There was this glitch in earlier updates where this blue floating cube would just float around the space stations. Well, I guess this is it officially now. If that's the case, Mango, then yeah, the cube is back officially this time. No more glitches involved. Now here comes the nitty-gritty. The reason why we're all here. Interstellar piracy. The profit available to those who would prey on trader ships or passing freighters has been increased, though Sentinel interceptors will now respond to attacks on planetary trade routes. After engaging in acts of space piracy, you can now restore your reputation by presenting a forged passport to the station core within any regulated space station. Gone are the days, officially, ladies and gentlemen, where you would lose standing depending on the system you were in, whether it's standing with the Viking, the Korvax, or the Gek. Now, with the Forge Passport, you can restore your reputation to the station core within any regulated space station. And it makes me wonder, is it a one-time use, or can you just present it every time you're out there pirating in order to get your reputation back to take advantage of benefits of having high standing with different star systems and different races? So that's the thing that I'm kind of wondering. But now there's an even bigger payoff for just being a pirate in space. No more is it just an idea you have like, okay, I'm going to attack this ship and take their stuff. Now there's more benefit for doing that, but also increased Sentinel activity because of it as well. Starship weapon variety. All starship weapons have been rebalanced to promote tactical decisions during dogfights. Weapons now come with varying levels of damage against shields or hulls. The Cyclotron Ballista will now disable the engines of hostile starships, and the phase beam can leach shield energy from its target directly to your own shield systems. So, weapons have become more tactically more diverse. Because I never would have thought that the Cyclone Ballista, which was just great for, flat out damage, now it can disable the engines of hostile starships, so you can just pick them off if they get hit by it. Or the phase beam can basically leech off of other ships to replenish your own shields instead of you having to go into your inventory and replenish your shields in the middle of combat when you have shields depleted, shield energy recharged. You don't need to worry about that anymore because now the phase beam laser can just hit ships and now restore your shields back. Got to make some breakfast. All this talk about starships is making you hungry. I'm hungry as well. It's about to be 10 o'clock right now, and I haven't eaten breakfast myself. But I'm hungry. I'm hungry myself. But weapons are a lot more diverse, and it's going to make ship combat even more varied than it has before. Unique pirate missions, and you can see a little screenshots of people flying out in the air, flying out in space. It's amazing how far this game has progressed. It's so amazing. Unique pirate missions. Outlaw systems have their own bespoke bounty master offering a unique range of procedurally generated missions, all with highly profitable rewards on offer for willing pirates. And as you can see here, I believe this is going to be the spot you go to. So not only can you increase your standing with how many ships have you destroyed? How many credits do you have? How many unique dialogue or unique aliens have you met? How many words have you learned? Now it's like, how many ships have you raided? How much money have you gained from stealing? How many trade ships and freighters have you destroyed in order to get their bountiful booty? The game just keeps getting deeper. And I'm wondering, how much more can you go from here? Gonna be lurking at work right now. Mango, it's all right. I'm only gonna go through the patch notes. I'm not gonna be here too much longer, to be quite honest. I just want to go over the patch notes, talk a little bit about how far No Man's Sky has progressed over the years, and then that'll be it for me today. I don't want to keep people here longer than they've already been here because I just don't want to bore people, but I just felt like I needed to talk about this because this game, in the midst of other games, feigning like, hey, we got a roadmap, but you don't see a roadmap for several months, and every update just makes the game even worse, and even some updates for games making your entire system run poorly, not just the game, but they make your entire system run poorly and slowly, and your interface doesn't work. It's nice to have a game where it works when the patches release, and it adds stuff to entertain you more. This game is a good game to distract from the fact that there are gaming companies out there right now that don't even put in their best effort, but they feign ignorance and be like, hey, when this patch releases, you'll know as soon as we do because we don't even know when this patch is going to release. And I'm like, don't you know when the patch is supposed to release? Didn't you make this patch? How do you not know when this patch is supposed to go live? And it's amazing. No crash. They make no. Wow, Godgeo. I was under the impression that game made your system run slow, but it makes your entire system crash. That's stupid. That is ridiculous. When a video game, hold on, I need to take a moment right here. When a video game makes your entire system crash and function incorrectly, and it's not the game that crashes and functions incorrectly, that's an issue. That's a fundamental issue. That is a glaring oversight that you should have addressed. But thankfully, we have Hello Games here that knows how to make actual competent video games and actual competent updates, and you not feel like you just wasted your time with an update that causes your entire system, like say your entire PS5 or your entire PC or your entire Xbox or even your entire Switch, because yes, it's on Switch too, and it makes your system run bad. But at least Hello Games is out here saying, okay, so this is what a functional patch looks like. At least we have Hello Games. That's why they're patching the patch, but it got delayed. Didn't the last update get delayed as well, Godjill? And for those wondering which game I'm talking about Crystal Dynamics' Marvel's Avengers. Every update they release just makes the game worse, and now updates are happening where it's affecting people's entire systems. Not just the game, but it's causing people's systems to run slow and crash. The game is so fundamentally broken that it's actually breaking people's very systems itself. So that's another reason why we're just waiting with bated breath for them to say, like, hey, we're stopping support on this game for the sake of everyone's systems. Because if you're creating a game and it's messing your system up, that's a bad sign. It's a very bad sign. But let me get back to these patch notes. Tirade over. Dazzling combat effects. Space combat has had a visual overhaul, with new and improved effects of both player and NPC ships alike. Improvements include muzzle flashes, lighting, impact effects, projectiles, and much more. And as you can see in this little video here, you can see like the trail effects over shots and impacts of shots that happen after you use specific weapons. It just makes the game so much more immersive and so much more visually appealing and visually... It's a visual marvel. Can we just say that? It's just amazing how much effort they put into this. And I love seeing the asteroid field beyond them right there. It's just like, wow, this really is in space. I just love that. It's amazing. I love space. Then, so what you saw here was the cyclotron ballista. Then you have the positron effect and what it has on ships as people are being shot by it right here in this little mini demo video. If I had a high-end PC, I bet these videos probably would be running faster. But here you can see the effects that the positron is having on chips. Then you have the infra knife, if it'll load up. If it won't load up, then just imagine the infra knife having some unique visuals to it as well. Because it's a lot trying to get this thing to go. And I can hear the fan of my laptop chugging in the background because of all the high-end stuff that this entire patch notes page has. But just imagine. Then we have planetary pirate raids. Pirates will now intrude into planet atmospheres to attack buildings and settlements, strafing in from the sky and raining fire down upon the structure and surrounds. I bet that was meant to be surroundings. Strap into your ship and fend off the raiders to earn new rewards. So if you want it, you could stave off these pirates attacking these innocent settlers. But if you're also a pirate, you can be a pirate that hunts other pirates when this happens. And as you can see here, ships are coming in, firing on the civilians down below, into these settlements down below. It's like it brings more reason to have dogfights in atmosphere. And then we come down here to the mass majority of the patch notes. So starships, a new class of starship has been added, the solar sail ship. Solar starships come in wide varieties of procedurally generated variations, can be found all over the galaxy, but are more common in Outlaw systems. The solar class starship comes with unique technologies for a fast and efficient pulse engine. All ships now come with a high-capacity cargo inventory. The starting size of the cargo inventory varies according to ship type and class. And the ship cargo inventory can be upgraded at the starship salvage station. So if you go on to like these little space hubs, you can go in there and improve the size of your inventory. So if you got any spare nanites, I'm guessing, or spare credits, go ahead and start upgrading your ships. And if you have an exotic ship with small inventory space, yeah, make your way to the nearest base in a regulated system or wherever and just upgrade it from there. Maximum number of safe ships has been increased from 6 to 9. Players may now change their primary starship from the quick menu while in the freighter hangar. The companion management quick menu option has been moved into the utility section of the menu while flying a starship. Summoning other ships, including the freighter, now has its own dedicated subsection of the quick menu. While on a planet, players may occasionally see groups of frigates enter the atmosphere and pass by on their own missions across the universe. And an audio-visual cockpit alarm has been added to the ship to alert pilots to dangerous situations. Then we have Outlaw systems. A number of star systems across the galaxy have been taken over by pirates. These systems can be identified on the galaxy map. Why was I about to say galactic map? On the galaxy map with a conflict or economy scanner. Outlaw systems have a unique space station with their own assortment of NPCs. Visit a bounty master aboard an outlaw station to undertake a range of procedurally generated piracy missions and earn unique rewards. So always something to do. Purchase illegal goods from the black market traders aboard outlaw stations. Illegal goods can be sold for a large markup in regulated space. The maximum stack size for all trading goods, illegal or otherwise, has been increased. So I don't know what the current cap was for trading goods was. From my recollection, I thought it was just like 99, but if they've increased it to 999, that's just going to be an even more reason for people to be pirates because they can hold even more stuff, and that's less spaces, less squares in the inventory space taken up by multiples of the exact same thing. It could even be 9,999 for all we know. In regulated systems, space station authorities will periodically scan incoming ships for illegal goods. Sentinel interceptors may be deployed to deal with non-compliant pilots. A new technology is available, the Cargo Probe Deflector, to attempt to fend off unwanted cargo scans. Earn forged passports, which means that they are one-time uses. So if you can earn them, then that means that they're not just one you carry with you all the time in order to keep your reputations with other systems that you prey on. Earn forged passports while working for pirate factions. These counterfeit starship registration documents can be used at station cores in regulated space to increase or reset reputation levels with the system authorities. So not only can these be used to reset your reputation level, but they can increase it and as well. Instead of just, solely doing missions for a system, now you can get these counterfeit documents to increase your standing with people, which in turn allows you to get access to more stuff from said systems before you raid them for all they have. Outlaw stations cannot be warped to directly from regulation space stations and vice versa. Outlaw stations have their own technology merchant, specializing in suspicious aftermarket upgrades. Kinda curious about what those aftermarket upgrades are. Do they have drawbacks? Are they overpowered? Are they better than regulated starship upgrades? The rewards for destroying starships, freighters, sentinels, pirates, or traders have been diversified and improved. The rewards for saving a freighter from pirate attack has been improved as well. A new series of narrative missions have been added for Outlaw systems. Complete these missions to earn unique customization and title options. Cloth Simulation. Support has been added for Cloth Simulation. Fully customizable cape and hood options have been added to the appearance modifier. Some options are available by default, while others must be earned via missions or expeditions. Expedition, The Blighted. Expedition 6, The Blighted, will begin soon. The Blighted Expedition will take players on a treasure hunt across a distant galaxy as they trace the routes of these mysterious pirates. The Blighted Expedition offers the chance to earn an exclusive starship trail, pirate-themed base decorations, your own personal wayward cube, also known as Jeff, his name is Jeff, a unique cape customization, and much more besides. Space combat. Sentinel, pirate, and trader ships now have energy shields that must be depleted before the ship itself can be damaged. So no more freebies, no more having overpowered weapons against ships and then you just blow them up. You got to earn those kills now. Different grades of ships come with different strength shields and shields that recharge at different rates. Players' starship weapons deal different damage levels against shielded or unshielded targets. The Starship Combat Flight model has been improved for in-atmosphere combat. Pirates can now attack while the player is flying within a planet's atmosphere. So no more of it just being solely in space where pirates can attack you. They will find you anywhere now. Not just space, but on a planet's surface. Sentinel and interceptors will now respond to crimes committed while flying in a planet's atmosphere. So not only do you have to worry about sentinels when you come up to a sealed base or a sealed sentinel hub, sentinel ships will now respond to these as well as regular sentinels on the ground level. Pirate ships will occasionally make attacking runs on planetary structures. Players who drive off or eliminate these raids will be rewarded. Space combat has been rebalanced to allow for more challenge for high-end players while remaining accessible to those in starter or non-combat ships. Players now have the option to enable a combat autopilot for the starship. This setting can be found within the control sections of the options menu and can be used as a hold to apply additional alignment assistance towards your target on request, or as a toggle to constantly apply auto alignment towards your current target. The heat capacity of the phase beam has been increased. That's good, so now we can use it for longer without it overheating. The phase beam can now lead shield energy from hostile ships and transfer it to the player's shield, which has me thinking that more upgrades to your phase beam means more shield energy taken from other ships. The photon cannon now cools down faster after overheating. All starship weapons now decay heat much faster if the burst is stopped before the weapon overheats. And then we have some issue fixes and more things that have been improved as well. Fixed an issue that caused the name and visuals of hostile ships on the starship target screen to be incorrect. Fixed an issue that caused the shield bar on the starship target screen to be incorrect. Fixed an issue that caused the heat bar on the starship weapon screen to be incorrect. And fixed an issue that caused the cooldown bar for the infraknife accelerator to be invisible. The positron ejector has had its base firing speed slightly reduced, and it has its heat capacity reduced, and now deals significantly ineffective damage to starship shields. The infraknife accelerator has had its base firing speed slightly reduced, had its range and base damage increased, now deals additional damage to unshielded targets, and had its heat capacity reduced but now cools down significantly faster. Cyclotron Ballista has had its base fire rate reduced, had its dispersion reduced, and its heat capacity increased. Now deals extremely high damage to starship shields, but low damage to starship hulls. So they're encouraging you to flip-flop between weapons to have desired effects. Cyclotron is good for shields, but bad for ship-to-ship damage, whereas the photon cannon is good against unshielded targets. Cyclotron deals high damage to starship shields, but low damage to starship hulls. Now disables hostile starship engines on hit, causing them to drift slowly. Starship rockets now do additional damage to unshielded starship hulls, but significantly reduce damage versus energy shields. So the best time to use your rockets is when the ship is unshielded. Starship HUD now more clearly reports weapon heat levels. The off-screen target indicator has been moved to a central position around the starship reticle. The tethered mouse flight model has been tweaked to make ship control more precise and responsive. Damage potential readouts now include an additional readout for damage versus energy shields, if shield and hull damage levels are different. Fixed an issue that caused the speed readout on the starship screen, but not the actual maximum speed of the starship, to be artificially increased by maneuverability upgrades. Squadrons. Players with a freighter may now recruit NPC ships into their own personal squadron. Your squadron is managed from the Managed Fleet Terminal on the bridge of your capital ship. Players may unlock up to 4 slots for their squadron. Your squadron is automatically summoned during space combat and may be summoned or dismissed at any other time from the quick menu. So they always show up when you're in the middle of a dogfight to ensure you always have the upper hand. Your squadron will assist in space combat, taking your lead in attacking hostile targets. Squadron pilots and their ships can be upgraded via nanites. Knew that was going to be the option. Visual effects. Significantly improved the visual effects of the photon cannon, cyclotron ballista, and phase beam. Improved the visual effects for the infraknife accelerator and positron ejector. Improved the impact effects for NPC ship laser impacts. Improved the visual effects for large ship engines. Improved the visual effects for NPC ship and freighter warp-ins. Fixed an issue with underwater jetpack trails, significantly improved starship and asteroid explosion effects, improved the visual impact of player starship muzzle flashes, improved the visual and audio impact of the starship cockpit alarm, improved the visual impact of starship cockpit hit warnings, fixed an issue that caused damage effects to intrude upon the cockpit view while piloting in first person, and improved the projectile and muzzle flash effects for NPC ships. And now we're getting down here to all the bug fixes. We're going through them all. I might as well be thorough. Optimization and bug fixes. Introduce several very significant memory optimizations, improving stability and performance, especially on base consoles. So it's good that they're still giving love to base consoles and not just like high-end systems only. There we want to ensure that everyone who's playing on everything, it's running smoothly. So that's good. Introduce a significant optimization to texture memory usage. Introduce an optimization to creature and sentinel navigation. Introduce a significant optimization for bases and settlements. Fix the crash related to input settings. Fix several threading crashes in the UI. Fix the crash related to technology item pop-ups. Fix the crash related to base building. Fix the crash that could occur when using a mineral extractor. Random things that could happen, they fixed. Fixed a rare crash that could occur during warp. Fixed a rare crash in the appearance modifier UI. Fixed an issue that caused many underwater creatures to spawn without their correct procedural settings, dramatically reducing water life form variety. Fixed an issue that could prevent particular rare planetary creatures from ever spawning. Fixed an issue that could cause the livestock unit to fail to harvest products from specific exotic creatures. Fixed an issue that caused the sentry to appear angry when shot by the player. Fixed an issue that caused the sentry to report the player's position to hostile sentry drones. Fixed an issue that could cause the sentinel quad companion to prevent other sentinels from spawning. Fixed an issue that could cause sentinels to stop spawning during combat, leaving no progression through the wanted levels. Fixed an issue where a generic evade sentinels hint would be displayed during missions that encourage confrontation with sentinels. Fixed an issue that could cause bases to lose their base computer and restored the base computer to all affected bases. Fixed an issue that could cause players to get stuck underneath or on top of buildings and other structures. Fixed an issue that could cause multiplayer bases to display in the teleporter UI when multiplayer was disabled. Fixed a multiplayer exploit that could allow bases to be synced from blocked players in ambient sessions. Fixed a rare issue that would cause players to teleport outside the bounds of a space station, because then you would just fall endlessly in space. Fixed a rare issue that could prevent interaction with various NPCs and objects in multiplayer. Fixed an issue when summoning the Sentinel Quad Companion aboard the space anomaly could cause desyncs with other players. Fixed an issue that could cause mission destinations to be distinct in multiplayer. Fixed an issue that caused the Starship Cockpit pitch indicator to show an incorrect angle. Fixed an issue that caused the Starship Cockpit pitch indicator to render incorrectly at various HUD scales. Fixed an issue that could cause the inventory page to auto-open onto an inventory that could not be currently accessed. Fixed an issue that caused the exocraft technology tree to be clipped at the sides. Fixed a visual issue with the LODs at Sentinel pillars. Fixed a number of UI overlap issues with the base building menu. Fixed a misleading attempted download message displaying on the Community Expedition UI when that was not the correct error. Fixed a number of issues with the UI and pop-ups when attempting to warp to a new galaxy. Fixed an issue that could cause a long delay when transitioning to from freighter interactions, such as color customization. Fixed an issue that could cause a long delay in a dialogue sequence if the player received a new item in the middle of the sequence. Fixed an issue that could cause players' hands to disappear when getting into the ship in VR. Fixed a visual issue with the emergency light base building objects. Fixed a visual glitch with door animations in several base building wall pieces. Fixed an issue that could cause consumable reward items to all generate the same rewards if redeemed in a short time window. Fixed a number of issues with NPC ships when flying close to the player, for example, when using the Starship Communicator. Fixed an issue that could prevent corrupted sentinels from spawning at scrap heaps. Fixed an issue that could cause mission destinations to go missing or jump to a new location after save reload. Purchasable frigates will no longer attempt to call the player on the Starship Communicator during space combat. Fixed an issue where there that could spawn too many Sentinel flares into a player's inventory, and finally fixed an issue that caused the starship to take ground impact damage when crashing into another starship. That is the end of all the patch notes of the Outlaw update of No Man's Sky. All I can say is applauds to you, Hello Games, for all the efforts that you, Sean Murray, and everyone involved with this game who have been consistently releasing these updates, giving us content that can keep us occupied for months at a time. Just want to say thank you for creating a game that is not only great, but also consumer friendly, but also the fact that you give this to us freely. Not just saying that the only best content is free content, but the fact that they've gone above and beyond to make everything free for everyone, and every update is good. All I can say is that they deserve every single award that they're winning. And their recent award at, I believe, BAFTA, of them winning the Best Ongoing Game award, is well-deserved because they've shown consistently that they've earned it. They've earned every single accolade that this game has had in recent months and years. They've earned every single good bit of publicity. I had to say that word right. Publicity that they've earned over all this time. They deserve it because they're showing AAA studios, mind you, how to make a game and how to make it better over time rather than releasing patches that continuously make the game worse and in turn start to make everything surrounding it worse, including the very systems you play it on. Instead of making a game that they're just dragging by the neck through the streets saying everything is fine, we got more content for you in the future, but we're not ready to talk about it yet. That's dev speak for we don't have anything. We haven't even started. So just sit here, buy this $14 skin, be occupied with playing the same mission that you've played for the past 601 days. And yes, it has been that long since Marvel Avengers has been out, and they have nothing of value to show for it. It's quite unfortunate. But Hello Games, an indie studio, not a AAA multi-billion-dollar industry, an indie studio that at the beginning was only like a handful of people, and Sean Murray started this entire company out of his pocket. And a lot of people didn't have high expectations of, I want to say he didn't have high expectations of seeing this game reach this much. They had to deal with Sony forcing them to prematurely show their game off, and of course, they had nuclear levels of fallout for the game not being what they promised at launch, but they stuck with it and have become the epitome of underdog in the gaming industry by showing, hey, we can come from absolutely nothing and turn into something that everyone knows. Because it used to be when No Man's Sky popped up, it was like, No Man's Sky, no one cares. But now No Man's Sky has become the game that people are saying, oh, what's No Man's Sky doing now? Are they doing something cool? They got some new stuff? Really? Okay, I'm going to check that out. That's the majority of people's opinion about No Man's Sky right now. And all I can say is I applaud Hello Games for sticking it out. Amidst hundreds of other games being released throughout the years, they continue to be a game worth talking about. And that is one of the greatest things a game can ever have, is even years after it's been launched, people still talk about you. And when they talk about you in a good way, oh, you're sitting pretty. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been my reading of the No Man's Sky Outlaws update patch notes. All I can say is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. I'm going to hold off on any gaming streams that I had planned for the day, and I'm going to do that tomorrow on Thursday on my day off. I'm going to be playing Ghostwire Tokyo. We're going to continue playing that. But all I can say is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing or even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. I pointed at my camera. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. Because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. I pointed at my camera. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. Because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. I pointed at my camera. So have a fantastic day. And once again,